The name AEW Big Business is very ironic because AEW hasn't done big business since like 2021 or 2022. The fact of the matter is, it hasn't done big business in a while. And to be honest, what is the reason for getting excited for an AEW signing? Now, first, I want to apologize for the lack of content on my end lately. I just been bored with wrestling, to be honest with you. I'm bored with can't watch WWE because I get so bored watching WWE. I tried to watch it, guys. I get so bored. I don't care about the never-ending story, or I don't care about all the corny storylines. And but WWE can have a show called Big Business because they do big business, right? Whatever they're doing, people like it, right? And me personally, it's not my cup of tea. I'm just jaded on it, but and then AEW is boring. I don't watch Impact or any of those other shows because I just need a wrestling show that has some semblance of production quality, right? And just in general, wrestling has been boring to me, and it doesn't really matter who goes where anymore. There's no big signing that's gonna change the business anymore, right? Okay, you had that with CM Punk, right? Coming back to WWE. Okay, that was a big deal, right? That was massive. Never say never, right? That did big business, best social media views of all time. And outside of that, though, what big signing is really going to shake wrestling up? They say we're in a wrestling boom, which I have my own. I got to make a video on that because I have my own problems with that statement. We're in a wrestling boom. How? Why? Why are we in a wrestling boom? Because a bunch of social media accounts that are run by people who are always online posted wrestling stuff? I don't know. But I did decide to tune into AEW Dynamite Big Business, right? And it's funny because the first thing you see is I'm pretty sure that was a Mercedes Benz that pulls up, and it's just like, okay. Very subtle there, my friend. And obviously, they're doing the whole CM Punk thing. Look, AEW, they it's like a loop, it's like a repeat, right? They do the CM Punk thing where it's like, we name it like this, and we give suggestive hints that this person is coming, but we're not actually going to say this person is coming. You guys might want to try to maximize your ratings, right? The CM Punk thing, yeah, right? You could get away with that, right? Because people were going to tune in anyway. Everyone pretty much already knew it was CM Punk. But Mercedes, look, I'm a big fan of Mercedes Moné. Loved Sasha Banks' gimmick, all that stuff. Loved what she did outside of WWE when she left. But she's not CM Punk, right? So you got to do a little more advertising. Like, what is with this? Even if it was CM Punk, you want to advertise the show. You want to give people a reason to tune in. Announce a big match that she's gonna be in, right? Announce this is gonna be your first AEW match. Like, build a big match. Like, why is wrestling the only thing where it's like when someone comes back, the only thing they do is cut a promo and then they do a run-in? It's so uninspired and so boring. Like, she comes out, she cuts a promo. I've seen some comments about the quality of the promo, blah, blah, blah. I have no opinion on that, right? Again, she's coming out there. What do you expect her to do? It's not her fault Tony Khan just said, go out there, cut a promo, say the same things everyone else says, and then leave. It's like, well, what do you expect her to do? There's no presence. Her presence wasn't felt throughout the night. You know what I'm saying? It's like, at least with Jade Cargill when she was coming to WWE, they gave her a presence. They gave her, it felt like she was in there, even though she wasn't wrestling, even though she wasn't really doing anything by standing there. They made her have a presence. They had Moné come out, cut a promo, appear in like one backstage segment, and then come out at the end. Why? Why are we still doing this formula? Is there something wrong with having someone just debut and then wrestle a match? Like on their debut? I don't get it. They do it for random generic New Japan guys. They can't do it for what is supposedly their biggest signing since CM Punk. I don't get that. I'm sorry. It doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense to me why you would not have her wrestling. Like, you could really get someone over if you spent the last 4 or 5 weeks building up, announcing 5 weeks ago, oh my God, Mercedes Moné is going to be in Boston, and this is going to be her big opponent, right? Basically do the CM Punk All Out thing. Or was that All Out with Darby Allin thing, right? But actually, announce it beforehand and build it up and, give it a long build and have this person that Mercedes is going to wrestle, really drag her through the mud, and then have Mercedes debut at AEW Big Business, right? Have her finally make her appearance, and then she beats that person, and you get a lot of people over like that. And then you have Mercedes' presence felt. Don't just have her come up to Riho and say, I'm a big fan, blah, 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 good luck tonight, and then later on in the show do a run-in at the very end of the show. How is that hype? What reason is there to tune in? And it's funny to me how AEW fans are just like, oh, all WWE is talking, right? I mean, isn't that kind of what all AEW is? Someone comes out, talks, I'm so glad to be here. Thank you, everybody. It's like the same promo every time. And it's not their fault. It's Tony Khan's fault, because you have to give these people some direction. You have to give them a story. I'm sorry, we're past the days of just bringing someone in. It's always as a babyface, too. Just bringing someone in, having them cut a babyface promo about how grateful they are and thankful they are. I mean, literally, look at it. It happened with Miro. It happened with Danielson. It happened with Christian. It happened with Punk. This is the only formula Tony Khan knows, and he's just repeating it over and over and over and over. What are we doing here? Who's interested in this? I mean, even the Mercedes fans were like tuning out after the segment. I mean, I to be honest, I was too. I didn't care about anything else. I just wanted to see what was going to happen. Was I disappointed? Yes. Not in Mercedes. I'm glad she's successful. I always support successful black women, especially in this wrestling space. But I feel like first impressions are everything. And our first impression of Mercedes Moné, what did we learn about her character? What did we learn about her story? We didn't learn anything. What's her gimmick? We can't just assume because, Tony Khan watches all this New Japan stuff and New Japan Pro Wrestling Strong and all this other hoopla, dupla that everyone else does. You have to introduce her to your audience. I can't believe I'm saying this. This should be common sense. If the head booker of AEW wasn't a 1999 Forums board kid who never grew out of his G.I. Joe phase, wouldn't have to say this stuff, but alas, here we are. So, I can't imagine this is going to be the game changer that Tony Khan thinks it is, just based off how he's already booking her. Very strange. And I'll be honest with you, I think she works better as like an egotistical heel. I'm just saying. Man, I mean, just wrestling is just so samey, so wish-washy. Like it's just the same, right? It's like it's so run of the mill. I don't get it. And AEW is really it's just like, I could go into a full review of the show here and how just boring everything else was. But it's like, why? Because you already know, you could literally tune out of AEW for a month, come back, and it's just the same show. It's the same people. Chris Jericho, Eddie Kingston, the Bang Bang Scissor Gang. And now they got Okada with the Elite, which I got to make a video on that, because that is just you don't present Okada like that. And yes, I am an Okada fan, for anyone who's wondering. Anyway, AEW Big Business. They ain't doing big business, I'll tell you that. You want big business, the only Khan doing big business is Nick Khan. Although he might be in some trouble, too, so who knows. Yeah, alright. See you guys next time. This was atrocious. Don't ever do this again, Tony Khan. I'm serious. Matter of fact, just retire. Yeah, that's better for you.